Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Delving Into, where we'll be delving into logic bombs.
What?
Yes. So, this is a puzzle game by the famous YouTuber Matthew Matosis. So, perhaps we're going to generate a bunch of YouTube drama. No, we're not.
No, actually, we played this game a bit before, and I would say I was surprised. I was expecting it to be decent, right? Based on like what he writes and stuff and says. But I was actually surprised, especially by the tutorial, which we can jump into here. So, like when I started this first, I was like, oh my god, he's like what? Like I thought that it was gonna be terrible, basically. Like the tutorial, like he was over tutorializing. But then I realized, no, like this is super good. So he starts out by like explain, like all the rules are there. So it's not one of these dumb tutorials, right? Which it seems like, where it's like, oh, you get one rule at a time. All the rules of the game are here. He's just making puzzles that doesn't require you to think about all the rules at once, right?
Yeah,
which is really smart. So I guess this will be slightly spoilery. So if you wanna play, not super spoilery, right? But for the early levels, right? So if you wanna play the game, play it first, or at least a bit. So for example, each row and column contains the stated amount of walls, right? So there should be 9 walls like that and 9 walls like that. But I think you get it. So like there needs to be 8 walls on this, but there can't be more than 8 walls, right? And you place walls. And so, for example, so like one thing I'm realizing now immediately, right? Which I didn't realize first time here, is that this has to be like this, right? Because you can't place it there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that you will learn over time, right? And then what you need to do is you need to make the bombs hit a monster and they go all the way. So like you need to mark them like this. And so this level is like he made it perfectly. How do you say? Like you can't drag to the wrong monster by mistake, right? So that has to be the path.
Yeah.
So then it gets way easier to solve, right? And so again, like now you see here this row. You can just clear that row, which is really smart, right? Like this level is very smart because it doesn't, like the first time it takes a long time, right? Because you don't know what you're doing, but it's very simple, I guess. Yeah. Do you have a better way to say?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I think one thing the game does. Yeah. One thing the game does very well a bit later on, like not late in the game, because obviously we haven't played too much, but like even just a few levels in, it's like this first level, it's focused on like the walls, right? So you look at all the like numbers up to the top and to the left, and then you like try to figure out the walls. And then the next level, you do that again and it works. And then, a few levels in, you realize that you can't only care about the walls, right? Because there are a bunch of other rules that will come later. Only the first rule has been revealed, right?
Realizing I'm
but
doing
like
this wrong here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But like, what do you say? Like, because it's very like you can't assume anything in a way, right?
Yeah,
and then of course it's like in the title and in the description and all of that, like, wow, this is a realm of pure logic and all that. But like, I think one thing I like noticed when I played, because I play a lot of puzzle games, and I think you would agree if I said I play a few more puzzle games than you do, Edward. Sorry, but
yes,
you're the noob here,
clearly.
right? Yes. But a lot of puzzle games, how do I explain this? Like, they encourage experimentation a lot, I guess. And I kind of find it refreshing that this puzzle game does not. So like, when I say encourages experimentation, I'm thinking like, The Witness or Steven Sausage Roll and stuff like that. where it's like you don't know the rules and you're like trying a bunch of stuff to figure it out. Whereas in Logic Bombs, you know the rules, and like you are put into situations where you think you need to guess. Like you'll probably see that later on. But like if you actually think about the rules very deeply and like look at the board very deeply, you realize that like with pure logic you can do it, right? And I find that really cool.
Yeah, and another thing that I really like about the game is that it's sort. I mean, this is sort of common in puzzle game, but it's the way this game does it, which is all the rules. Like you don't try the rules or whatever. The rules are there always, and the game won't accept your solution until you've like solved all the rules. I don't know if I'm explaining this in a comprehensive way.
I'm not sure I quite understand what you mean. Can you try?
So my point try is that this level, for example, like so that I just solved, right? You can't like there's no like try my solution or whatever. Right? The game will just run until like you need to mark all the like you need to make sure that all the logic is correct, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually funny that you brought it up, because I looked a bit at like reviews, like both normal reviews and Steam reviews, before recording this, and a lot of the negative reviews seems to be like, oh yeah, I really wish I could just blow up all the bombs so I can see what happens. But I feel like that would kind of ruin the game, because it's
exactly.
like so confident.
You need to mathematically calculate all the things, right? That's what I mean. That's what I like. I mean, to be clear, it's not like I kind of disagree with those people, because you can do this, right? You can tag here and you can see, okay, now we tag that. But if we do this, then it's broken, see?
Yeah.
So rule 2, bombs burst orthogonally, right? We knew that, I guess, but yeah. So I guess we're spoiling a rule here, which is that they'll keep going, right? So, or like they'll go over here, right?
Yeah.
Which means that. But this clearly tells me, right? If I break this, you see, okay, this is fine. This is gonna blow up. So you need to blow up. Do you need to? Yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know actually.
What do you mean?
Do I need to blow four enemies with the bomb?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
So if I blow up, you see, like if I break this, right? It clearly tells me. I mean, clearly, but you learn the language, right? So this is the language. That, this bomb is not working. Boom, this bomb's working, right? If I put this there, nope, not working, right? Because there's too many enemies, so I need to break that. So
I feel like one point here though that could be improved, if you remove the one between the cat and the bomb, like the 4 bomb, that one you see, and then you add to, so there's too many cats.
How?
Like if you draw a line from the leftmost cat to the bomb. There, you see, like there's no.
It is the bomb.
There's no difference. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like if I'm nitpicking here a little bit, right? But I feel like the bomb looks the same when there's too few and there's too many cats. I feel like a small improvement would have been like, it's too few cats now, and then another color for too many or whatever. And it does the same with walls. So if you drag if you take a row with that can only have 2 walls and you drag 10 walls, you'll see that it'll
like this. Oh. Sorry, the other way. They gray out when you're correct, right? So
you're
if
correct.
I do that, it's grayed
and then they ungray out when you're both under and over, which is kind of confusing, but like you learn it. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So here is like, I guess, I don't know if it's interesting, but like if you see this 10, right, then you know that this row should be there, right? Because you can't do anything else. There's also other rules again that come in later with like how you have to split these up and stuff that you don't need to care about right now, right? And so again, we can look at this here, right? We know because the rule says orthogonally, right? We do this, boom, right? So
it also says all cats must be eliminated. In the bottom.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, I got 2 rules, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so this is basically the things we know for sure, right? We know for sure that this line needs to be there. I mean, there are more things we can like figure out based on other stuff, but these are like required, right? We need to put these here and these here.
And then here's somewhat of an interesting, perhaps spoiler-ish thing, I guess. But if you look at the left row, you'll see that you have like 4 rows of ones, which are like grayed out.
Yeah.
And that means that you can like clear those rows completely.
Well, right? Yeah.
You can also drag if
I
it
know,
goes
but
faster.
I'm gonna be slow now.
Oh, okay. But like, it took like a few levels for me to understand the significance of that.
Yeah, it's super
because
important.
I was, as I said before, like I was focusing on like where do I put the walls.
Yeah.
But like, it's very, very useful to know where you can't put the walls to, which took me a few levels to get. But when I got it, it like blew my mind or whatever. No, but
so
it was interesting.
I don't remember the solution here, so I'm just gonna put some blocks here.
Well, you're just gonna guess instead of using pure logic.
I'm not smart enough for pure logic.
I mean, you can solve the middle row.
The middle row.
The 4. Oh wait, you can't. Never mind.
No, I can't.
There's
I
5.
don't know.
Never mind. Yeah.
I mean, I can't put it there, so I guess I need to put that. But I need one there. Yeah, right. So then I need to remove.
Oh yeah, you can solve it. Never mind. I was stupid. Yeah.
Which one do I need to remove? That one maybe. Put those there maybe. I don't know. Can put that there and that there, and then that there. I don't know. Can put those there. Is that good enough?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, as Edward is showing here, you can kind of like guess your way through the first level.
Yeah, especially for the first ones, right? Because you don't have all the
which I think is
right? Yeah, it's intentional. For
I
sure.
also think it's intentional.
Yeah.
But like you'll notice later on that like if you start guessing like, oh, there's probably one here and there's probably one there, like that's not gonna work for very long. Because you're gonna like end up in like the most overcomplicated clusterfuck ever.
Yeah, I mean you can when you don't know, right? Or like if you haven't realized parts of it, you can put down some blocks, right? The game is very nice in that way where you can be like, oh yeah. Because you have all these, like you can put X's and stuff right everywhere or crosses, and then you can you can like figure out stuff. Yeah. What else do we have to say? Yeah. What more? I'm thinking, so you talk.
You're thinking.
I don't remember how to solve this puzzle. Sorry.
I mean, you can start by filling in all the empty ones.
Empty ones? You mean these? But I don't know for sure if they're gonna be. Oh, these ones. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
And that
and
one.
The ones.
Yeah. And that one. And that one. Yeah, but I was more things about the game, I guess.
Yeah, I guess there is one thing which I am slightly worried about, like in the future, because I've only played a little bit, right? Because this is like a first impressions sort of thing, right? I am a bit worried because I've played a bit more than you have, right? I've played like the first 2 rows of levels, I think.
And to be clear, we restarted the thing, so we could get a...
Yeah.
Because the puzzles are solved if you go back, right? So we started it. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So one thing I was worried about a little bit is like how the game will hold up since there are a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I obviously I might be completely wrong and like overestimating my own ability and whatever, but it feels like I've played like 2 rows of levels and it feels like I'm sort of starting to get it now, and I'm a bit worried that there won't be enough content or like depth for the amount of levels that's there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But of course I could be wrong, so I'll probably play a bit more. I might even finish it. I don't know, because I'm enjoying it a bit. But yeah. I guess we haven't been talking a lot about the rules themselves or the more special rules. but we see here like rule 5, bombs must not hit other bombs. And I don't know if it's a later rule, but those blue thingies, there can only be like one blue thing in a walled off section, right?
Yes.
And that mechanic is like super interesting. Of course, slight spoiler alert here, but it's a puzzle game and it's only for the first few levels. But like later on, you'll need to like, cause when that rule came up, like the blue things need to be separated rule, I didn't think of it whatsoever, right? Because you don't really need to think about it in the earlier levels. But then in the later levels, I was like, oh, holy crap, this is impossible. Like there's no way to like progress.
Yeah.
And then I realized like, oh wait, I need to wall off this blue thing. So now I need to like, and there's only like one very specific way that I can wall off this blue thing. And it went on and was like super interesting. So like even rules that seem insignificant become significant later on, which I really enjoy.
I don't know if I did this correctly, but we'll see.
We will.
I did. Fantastic.
You did.
So one thing I'm not a fan of is the default art style, which is like this.
Yes.
Or this. This is, I don't know. It's too retro for me or something. I don't know. No, it's just. I guess you could run it on a Game Boy as well, right? Is what he said or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's why. But thankfully, he has. Like I don't know what to call it. HD mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's a little bit annoying to look at, or like hard to look at in the pixel
I
version.
Didn't even
then
try
again,
it
I'm
like
a bit
that.
of
I
a,
was like, yeah, I like this, and then I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else we want to cover?
I don't know. I guess I'll just finish off by saying that I'm positively surprised. I wasn't expecting too much from this game, if I'm honest. Like I was expecting it to be fine, but I've actually been enjoying it a lot. And like, you know, as someone who plays a lot of puzzle games, you know, I was expecting it to be like fine and not excellent. But so far it has been very good actually.
Yeah,
so,
I agree actually.
As
someone that doesn't play as many puzzle games.
Yeah, and also like. I feel like a lot of puzzle games end up feeling very samey, right? Because it's not to get like too philosophical, but it seems like with puzzle games, there's a very clear formula that a lot of puzzle games follow.
Yes.
And so like even puzzle games that I praise a lot, like Steven Saucer Roll and The Witness, and like others, what are they called? Like A Good Snowman is Hard to Build, and Bow Is You, and all of that. Like all of those kinds of games. Which like, it goes back to sort of what I was talking about with experimentation. And so they end up feeling a bit samey, like even though they're good. Whereas this feels like a very unique kind of puzzle game in a way. And I'm sure there are puzzle games like it, but I like that it's like, it's not about experimentation, it's about the opposite of experimentation. It's very refreshing, I guess, is what I want to say.
This is not correct.
Is it not? Do you just not need to fill out the empty ones?
No, these need to...
oh yeah, they need to be with a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Or with a cat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is like sort of the thing that I find really interesting, because now I'm like, oh well, I've cleared all this, right, and all the cats are down. But, or I mean, sure. My point is this. Nothing will happen. I haven't completed the game.
Oh, okay. I've never had that happen to me actually.
Yeah. So like, it's a super tiny thing that he does this, but I like, it made me think. Like this is. Maybe this isn't as revolutionary as in my mind, but this is super smart to me, because you could apply this to, like, for example, this is like a bit not related, but I'll bring it up anyways, right? Which is, we've talked about detective games before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how they're like, in theory, detective games are really cool, right? And there, some of them are good as well, right? But a lot of them, you just, you solve something and then that's solved, right? So it's like, because the rules are just, you solve it and then you move on, then it's not really that interesting from the detective perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree, or?
I mean, it depends on what kind of detective game you're talking about, I guess. But like, yeah.
I mean, in general, like whatever game.
I don't know if I agree. I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean.
Like, they usually have like, oh, you pick up clues, right? And then you get clues, and then you use clues, and then you get then you solve a part of it, and then you move on to the next part, right?
Okay. But then like the whole is...
so it's not that interesting.
Okay.
Whereas if you did something like this with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like you need to make sure the rules don't contradict each other, right? That's really interesting in my opinion, and I think more games should do it, because you can do a lot with it. Like, imagine, I mean, I guess I just said that example, for example. So not just puzzle. That would be sort of a puzzle game, I guess. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you need to make sure that all the evidence doesn't contradict each piece of evidence. And then you know if you did it correctly, right? Because you can't solve it until everything is not contradicting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And even for other, I mean, more puzzle games should do it as well. It's really interesting, I think. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
There is one more thing I want to mention, which is if you hold middle mouse button. This is like my main criticism of the game. You'll see that it says like 3+ in the top left corner of the grid.
Yep.
That's an indicator of how many walls are placed wrong. And so it's meant as sort of like a hint help system to see if you're like completely off track. And I do not like that at all.
Actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That would if he wanted that, I would put that in some like menu or something as a toggle or something. I wouldn't put it in. It's lame, but yeah.
And there's a very big problem with this, which is that if you have identified 2 incorrect spaces, like 2 spaces that aren't supposed to have a wall.
So like you say now it's less than 3, I guess. Oh, because
exactly. But if you have identified 2 spaces which should not have a wall, if you place walls there, then you can brute force the rest of the level by just like placing a wall and checking if it's 3 or more, and placing a wall and checking if it's 3 or more. Like, do you kind of get what I mean? Which obviously he's aware of it, because in one of the levels, I think it's like the next level or maybe 2 levels ahead of this one, he says like, oh yeah, if you hold middle mouse, you reveal, you will get a hint, and it says like with text like this can be used to cheat with some effort or whatever. And I feel like being aware of it doesn't mean that it's not a bad mechanic, I guess. I'm not a fan of that at all. Yeah,
I agree.
But other than that, pretty good game so far. I'll have to play it more. Do we have anything more we want to showcase? Anything more we want to say? Or
I think we covered.
Do you think we've
stuff?
Yeah, I agree.
Trying to keep it shorter this
if
time.
you like,
so let us know if it's better or worse, or what we want us to
try switching up the format a bit. But yeah, if you like puzzle games, try it out. Maybe if you don't, try it out. I don't know. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So thumbs up from me. But yeah, as usual, leave a like and a comment, of course. If you disagree, leave a comment about how you disagree, and also maybe a dislike if you hate what we're saying. But other than that, thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.